Welcome back, everyone. So some people wanted to stop the Shiba Inu burns, and that's what really got me wondering what exactly is going on in this crypto space right now today. So it does seem like some people just want to say no to the SHIB burns, the ones we have been fighting for the last 3 years. And if you want more content like this, you know what to do. If you want more SHIB burns, smash that like button, because there has been a lot of uncertainty for SHIB the last few days, and I think this is where the problem came, where the whales started selling. But there is something Claybro noticed, and that is a lot of people from the Bone community saying that they want to stop the SHIB burns because a lot of Bone, from how I understood it, was getting sold to finance these burns. So in reality, if you wanted to get like a SHIB burn, there was someone that took the hit, and that was Bone. So people they started selling the Bone on the open marketplace, which is, I don't know how that works. Like, how can Bone go up if it keeps dumping 25k every time someone buys it? I think that's the big problem.
This nothing to help Shiba with billion market, and you are only hitting Bone. No whales are willing to buy when the team is selling. Bone dump was not enough? What was DAO for? Don't be a dictator.
Exactly. So like they had a SHIB DAO, but seems like nobody is gonna really stay with it. Nobody's gonna care at this point. I think that's the big problem. Like, people just don't care about Shiba Inu burns at all. Obviously, the SHIB community does care, but the people who have been in SHIB for long term, they don't really care in that sense. And I think this is where the problematic part comes in. Like, I do think there is gonna be like people looking at crypto in a long-term sense and thinking, hey, why is Bone down so much? Why is SHIB up but Bone down? And I think this is where people will have multiple problems, like a lot of problems in that sense.
All right, now I do think that people are a little bit confused because even the ones that support the ecosystem team's decision to slowly and meticulously swap Bone for SHIB and then burn that SHIB. Number one, guys, if this ecosystem was truly created for Shiba Inu coin, we must sacrifice the Bone for Shiba Inu coin.
Yeah, so I guess this was kind of said 3 years ago. If you want SHIB to go up, crypto is going to fall, right? And I think this is the big problem right now in that sense. Like, a lot of people fail to realize that Bone is going to take a hit in that sense. Bone is going to be the major loser in the crypto space. And a lot of people are not excited to hear that. A lot of people aren't happy to hear Bone might end up failing. And I do think there's a lot of possibilities to see Bone rise up again. There's a lot of opportunities for Bone to be resolved, to be one of the biggest tokens again. But what can it do? What can it change? And that's my big question for today. Bone right now is just being one of those tokens for Shiba Inu that basically people dump them, and there's no incentive to buy Bone or Leash. And everyone who is holding these, they're the ones really supporting the burn because they're basically the liquidity for these burn projects. So I wish Shiba Inu team got money differently, maybe from Shiba Swap or something, because otherwise Bone people will be unhappy. But I guess the whole point of that was, yeah, people just not having these cryptos in a long-term sense. I think this was very like noticeable. I think people realized by a far margin that crypto, it really has like some winners and some losers in that sense. Like, someone is gonna lose when the Bone gets sold, and this time it's Bone holders, and potentially SHIB holders will win by this small margin. But they're saying nothing is changing, nothing will change.
That Bone had to have been purchased. The 1.4 roughly, or 1.5, whatever the number's at right now, the 1.4 million Bone that have been accumulated in that burn wallet, they were bought. Guys, that was 1 million Bone buying pressure that is simply going to be negated by the 1 million Bone selling pressure. And in all honesty, with the ecosystem team only burning 70%, with the ecosystem team putting a vast majority towards the primary fees that go to the validator.
So this is the big problem. Like, there is has been a massive mistake in how the Shibarium blockchain was made. I think this was the biggest issue. Shibarium blockchain was not made for this in that sense. I think this is where the problem came in that aspect. So I do feel that's a bit problematic. I do feel people fail to realize that crypto right now is not seeing that type of like a bull run people were expecting. So that's the issue right now. That's the biggest issue. Like, people saw opportunity, people saw a bull run market, but nothing like we've seen before. So that's where I think the problem is gonna be, or will be, in that sense. But I do think there is gonna be a solution this later on if they can implement some sort of upgrade. This doesn't mean they will. But the small community at Bone is the one that's going to probably suffer most likely. And I find that very problematic because there has to be winners in every single sense. And a lot of people weren't made aware that Bone is going to be the one that is going to have problems. So I don't know. I'm not that happy with this Shibarium update. I think it's problematic. I think there was no reason for Shibarium. I understand they want to make it decentralized, but they're introducing a lot of projects that might end up hurting the ecosystem, especially in in the bear market. In the bull run, every crypto might grow, and go up. But when the bull run hits, people could end up selling every single side project they don't need, and SHIB could be on the first list with them asking themselves, why would I hold Bone? There's no reason for me to. It's not going to go up in price. It's going to go down in price, so instead I should sell it. And here's where I think a lot of people will do that and face that problem. But if you guys want more content like this, you know what to do. Smash that like button, and I'll keep you guys updated. Peace, everyone.